a mini tiny little review of Toy Story 5 and a spoilery interview of a mini review of Toy Story 5 is what this is. So welcome to I talk about Toy Story 5 spoilery video, and it's a small little video about Toy Story 5 with Baymax. Hi, I'm Emily, welcome to the video. So let's start off with like the little plot of Toy Story 5. So Toy Story 5 is Bonnie, the toy's current owner, gets she becomes an iPad kid, and the toys go, no, you're not allowed to be an iPad kid. We're not letting you be an iPad kid. You should play with your toys instead. If you want to know what the clicking noise is, this very fun fidget toy. So yeah, they go, Bonnie, you're not allowed to be an iPad kid. You should play with toys instead. Tablet bad, evil iPad. Well, lily pad, but it just say Bonnie. The toys don't want it to be an iPad kid. So that's what it is. And then Jessie goes missing when Jessie goes missing at some point. So, like a lot of people, I was like, we don't need another Toy Story. It didn't need a fourth Toy Story. But do I still watch them? Yes. Should have stopped at 3? Yes. But will I still watch Toy Story, whatever, 98? Yes. Yes, I will. But, you know, I thought it was, like, needed to do this Toy Story. It was very much needed, because you see a lot now, instead of, like, kids be, like, playing with, like, say if you're on a train, they'll be, like, kids playing with, instead of playing, I don't know, with a doll, they'll just be, like, scrolling through, like, their parents' YouTube shorts, like, and they'll be like, that'll be, like, the sounds of the videos. It'll be like, hi, help, and video, next, video, hi, song, song. It'll just be like that, constant. So it's like, yes, they need Toy Story. Good. Get them playing. What they've based it on has been like, kids, play with your toys instead. Please play with your toys instead. Because a lot of it is like, it's saying like the tablets are forcing them to grow up faster, because they're not like playing with the toys and making little nice games with them instead. Which is, and then like, do this fun activity, fun social creative stuff. Play with the toys. That's what they're saying, and that is good. Play with the toys. So something I liked about this is how it was very, like, for a lot of it was Jessie's backstory, because Jessie ends up in the house where her first owner was, Emily, which is now a kid called Dex. It was something with an X at the end, but I can't remember what, so we're gonna say Vexed. We're gonna say Vexed, because I can't remember the name of it, so let's just say Bexed. Okay, we're gonna say Bexed, because I can't remember the name of the child. So they end up in her house, and she's also a kid that, like Bonnie, finds it hard to make friends. So when Jessie finds this out, she's like, okay, you're going to be friends with Bonnie. That is not my mission. You must be Bonnie's friend. There is no way you can't be Bonnie's friend. You two children don't have friends, so you need to be friends with each other. The second they played the instrumental of When She Loved Me from Toy Story 2 at the start of the film, I cried. I was like, we do not play that song, okay? I know we're doing Jessie backstory stuff, but we're not allowed to play When She Loved Me. That's one of the saddest songs ever. So yeah, Jessie ends up in her old house where it's just like trauma because she was abandoned. And yeah, there was a part near like the end of the film where she goes to like sit by the old tire swing that she used to play with her original kid, and they find a memory box like buried in the ground, and it has a bunch of like things in it but these are like from like the 80s. There was a bunch of like stuff from the 80s, and one of them was a picture of Jessie's old owner Emily with her daughter, and then they find out that when you find out the daughter, she called her daughter Jessie. Pixar, you have gone, this is one of them you've gone too far moments. That is too sad, Pixar. Was a bit confusing though that she named it. I was like, oh, that's very sad. She named the kid Jessie, but she also abandoned Jessie. she names a kid after something. She didn't name a kid after like a toy she abandoned, even though she has a lot of memories of this toy, but it is still a toy she abandoned. So that was a bit like confused, but it was still so sad. She named her daughter Jessie. Yeah, that was it. Also, my theory, because of like the character design on like the photo of human Jessie, she looked. I'm starting the child Jessie is Andy's mum. I'm starting that theory. Is that just based on the similar character design? If you look at the photo of child human Jessie and Andy's mum, like when she's an adult, if you look at the character design, like it's quite similar. They had like similar hair and eyes, and I was like, are they suggest? I was like, is that maybe, quite possibly. A subplot that from like that was in the opening scene that I didn't really get, well, I didn't want to be a big fan of till like near the end of the film, was the hundreds of Buzz toys that just randomly appeared on a beach with no explanation whatsoever, how they got there, where did they come from, how on earth did all them Buzz toys just appear on this beach? Who has a clue? A bunch of Buzz toys just shipped up on the beach, and they actually became like very important to the story because they got all the toys back. I didn't really like all the random Buzz dolls until like they like rescued the toys near the end. I was a bit like, well, where did he come from? How did a bunch of Buzz dolls just appear on this beach with no explanation whatsoever? Where did they come from, Pixar? Okay, so now I'm going to do like random voice acting moments where I was like, oh, that is some good voice acting. I'm going to mention you in this because that is some voice acting that is actually very good, and some of it I was surprised at it. I was like, oh, that's actually really good. Very good. So, the voice acting that was done for Jessie. Oh, that was good. That was good. Especially in like, when she told about like her backstory. Oh, that was good. A lot of parts when she was in the house. That was some good voice acting. I must say, voice actor for Jessie that I don't know the name of that I should have looked at before this video. That was great. Also, Smarty Pants. There was voiced by Conan O'Brien. Not someone I'm a fan of. Well, very much not. Just not into that. But he done great in this. I must say, Smarty Pants was a very funny character, and for somehow Disney Pixar emphasis on the Disney part of that got away with. I don't know if I misheard it several times, but there was a few times where he was calling himself Mr. Word starting for S. Now this word beginning with S, that's not a PG way of saying poo, and is not the first one you think of when you think of that word. PG way of saying that is, I'm sure he called himself Mr. That word several times. I'm sure he did. I was like, did he just say that? Did they just swear several times at a Disney thing? Did they just swear several times at a Disney thing? Also, Alan Cummings as Bullseye, because Bullseye's just been pretending he can't speak this whole time when he's actually been Scottish this whole time. That's great. Love that. Bullseye's been my favourite in Toy Story for a while. It varies, if you're wondering. It varies between Bullseye and the Claw. Them little guys. I love the Claw guys as well. So it does vary between them. It does vary between them of my favourite in Toy Story. If you're wondering who my favourite is, it does vary between them two. Some days I'm like, oh, the Claw is our leader. And then sometimes it's a Bullseye. It depends. So yeah, I really loved this Toy Story 5. On the ranking of Toy Stories, the second one I think is still the best. I think the second one is still the best. Then this, I mean, I just think it is. It just is. The second one is the best one. It will be very hard for them to beat the second one. I did sure see people being like, oh, it's on par with like it, and I was like, no, that would be too hard. The second one just is the best one. So yeah, so I do think. Oh, also Woody's return. Woody, you can't do Toy Story without Woody and Buzz. That's just impossible. Also, it's sad that Woody, I mean, even though Woody is going around helping toys, it's still like Woody Andy was trusted this child to mind Woody, a very important like comfort item. I don't know, comfort. It's a very important toy to him, and he trusted. And then that toy's been lost for and Woody's been lost for years now. And if Andy found out that Woody has been lost for years, just walking around helping other toys, I mean, obviously wouldn't find out. But if he finds out that like Woody has been lost toy for years, I don't think Andy would be quite happy about that. I do think if they were to do, would I like to, now if they continue Toy Story, now Andy would be, in the time of Toy Story, he's probably like 30 something now, maybe. I was trying to work this out the other day. So in the original Toy Story, he looks about 7, which was in 1995. So that would make him 88. So guessing so that means he would be 38, maybe. Possibly that would make him 38, I don't know. So I think that they'll do one in like years and years. I don't know, sometime they should do one more Toy Story, one more and that's it, of Andy's kid. They just don't like randomly find Woody, and Andy has like some kind of existential crisis where he's like, because obviously Woody's the lost toy, so do like Andy's child finds Woody just when they're on like a camping trip or something, and that would be a nice way to finish the whole of Toy Story. And they'll be like, that's enough, Disney, we know you love money, we know the mouse's favourite thing is money, but just do one more for like Andy's kid finds Woody on like a camping trip, and maybe a school camping trip, and then Andy isn't there, and he comes home and he's like, Dad, look what I just found, I found this little cowboy toy in the woods while we were camping, and then Andy has an existential crisis. Let's just do that. Let's do that as the last Toy Story. So yeah, I really like this movie. I do really love Toy Story films. Yeah, I don't think there's been I've loved all the Toy Stories. They are very fun movies to watch. So yes, I love Toy Story, like I've said, I do love Toy Story. So, if you enjoyed the video, please know to like, subscribe, follow Twitter at EmilyRoseLive and the Tiwtch EmilyRoseLive. And I'll see you next time with Grogu. Bye, 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 bye.